What is good, YouTube? Voice you here with a video on the Flash movie. So, the Hollywood trade Variety has done it again. In an article promoting the Flash and talking about various things, they've basically confirmed the secret ending that this article says they're trying to keep secret. They've pretty much confirmed the information we feel out yesterday was true. So, yo, what is freaking good, YouTube? Voice you here. If you're new around, make subscribe to never miss in the Marvel, DC, Kaiju, Monsterverse-based content that we put out on the daily basis. If you're good, subscribe, channel, turn notifications on, and let me know down below. Are you looking forward to the Flash movie? Have you seen Across the Spideyverse already? It is so freaking cool. And if you could, check us out on Instagram at What'sTu to see the beautiful face behind the beautiful voice. And also, if you could, check us out on Twitter, What'sTuG. Right, let's get into this article. So, here comes the Flash. A low-profile Ezra Miller, the secret ending. Warner's is trying to preserve and a sequel script on ice. Well, not really, because this was before James Gunn came in. So whatever script was written is going to be thrown out and won't even be used because they literally changed the ending of this movie after James Gunn came in. You really think The Flash 2 is going to keep the same script and it's going to bring Sasha Calle's Supergirl back and bring Michael Keaton Batman back again? That must mean the Flash movie is doing another multiversal movie, even though it's going to be cameo. Let's get into it. So, the Flash is almost here. The rollout has been anything but typical. Yeah, because it's been very strange marketing. You've had everyone except for The Rock saying, yo, this is the kind of movie we need now. You even had Tom Cruise allegedly say something, which I don't believe him say. They've even used Henry Cavill to say, well done, Sasha Calle Supergirl. They even used Henry Cavill's Superman in a trailer. Then they used another trailer saying, no Batman, no Aquaman, no Superman. This marketing campaign, they ain't got a freaking clue what they're doing. With just 13 days over the time of reading this, before the Flash movie comes out on the 16th, although it comes out on the 14th, Ezra Miller has done no press. Unprofessional, very unprofessional. Regardless, this is a $250 million movie. Although this article states it's 190 tentpole, no way is this movie. And also, just here where it says who's going to be at the red carpet in LA, they've basically ruined something. So, it says Ezra Miller will only be taking pictures at the premiere. The film's director, Andy Muschietti, cast members Ben Affleck, Sasha Calle Supergirl, Michael Shannon will also hit the red carpet. That will be missing the standard press gauntlet. The film's Michael Keaton and fellow DC Universe star Jason Momoa will miss the premiere as they are currently filming in London and New Zealand. That's talking about Keaton. Shame Keaton's not in it because he's basically a co-lead. The problem is, respectfully, the only PR with people interviewing I'm seeing is Sasha Calle Supergirl. Now, I get it. She's not very big in Hollywood. Now, the problem with Ezra Miller, the fact that he's not doing any press junkets, any interviews is, no one respectfully knows who Sasha Calle is outside of the Flash movie, and they won't know who she is until the movie comes out. So, I've seen a bunch of YouTube channels having interviews with Sasha Calle Supergirl. The problem is no one knows who she is. So, I get it. There's reasons why Ezra Miller isn't doing PR, but the problem is no one knows who Sasha Calle Supergirl is. They need to get Michael Keaton doing PR and Michael Keaton doing the press junket stuff, really, if they can afford to do that. Because Michael Shannon, yeah, cool, he's going to be at the premiere. He literally filmed for 2 weeks out of 6 months. Really? So, Jason Momoa, is your boy Henry Drizzle going to be there? Okay, careful for spoilers. I don't want to ruin your life, but the secret post-credit scene actually stars Jason Momoa because realistically, there's been no word of Jason Momoa being in this movie at all, except for the post-credit scene. He was in the original post-credit scene that was kind of setting up Crisis on Infinite Earth with Ben Affleck Batman getting stuck somewhere, and then Ezra Miller, The Flash, having to save him, like what happened in BVS when Ezra Miller, The Flash, came back, said, am I too soon? Am I too soon? Lois is the key. Lois is the key. So this confirms the secret ending. Typically, the star of a $190 million tentpole will promote the film. Yeah, you're talking absolute freaking sense. More like 220 to 300. Okay, maybe 300 is a bit high, but it's definitely closer to $250 million. Ezra wants the movie to open the conversation about the movie not about Ezra, a source close to Ezra Miller said. The problem with that is people are going to be like, yo, where's Ezra? Isn't he the Flash? Isn't he the main star? Isn't it his movie? Okay, we do joke about the PR, the marketing, spin it to make it look like a Michael Keaton Batman movie, but realistically, it's a movie about the Flash. He plays two different characters. So I personally think having Ezra not do any PR and not do any interviews is actually going to lead to more questions than they would have got in the first place. Like I said, Sasha Calle isn't really that well known. To be fair, Ezra Miller isn't that well known either. What has he done outside the Flash movie? Fantastic Beast. But I can't name one single movie or TV show he's done outside of that. All this controversy that happened and he appeared in court for doing all this stuff over the past year, he's actually known. People know him from that because that was all over the place. So what it says here is, with Miller, lack of shilling hurt the Flash box office prospect. The answer appears to be no. The film is tracking for an estimated $75 million opening, higher than the standalone Aquaman 2018. Oh my God, this is hilarious. It's also worth saying the Aquaman movie released close to the end of the year with no competition. $75 million with no competition. The Flash opening at anything less than 250 million globally will be very bad. Into Spideyverse is looking like it's going to do over 100 million just in America, which they call domestically. So it goes on to say they've put a bunch of money into NBA adverts, NHL playoffs. Also, they did the Super Bowl advert as well, they've put so much money into marketing. I do not believe the marketing budget is going to be anything less than $200 million. Warner's decision to throw only one premiere, because what they usually do is they do a premiere in every country around the world. They do a European one, which sometimes is in Paris, sometimes in London, sometimes they do both. They do one in Australia, they go to Singapore, they go all over the world. So apparently the only premiere is the one in America, which is interesting. Has raised eyebrows around town. But a knowledgeable source explained that the move had little to do with Miller and was made to keep the secret ending under wraps. The version that screened at CinemaCon back in April ended abruptly with clunks of the final scene missing. At screening on the Burbank plot this week, the final scene was intact, but Warner's blurred out key elements. In fact, the final scene was changed multiple times. Pre-CinemaCon, the source adds at the height of Miller's PR problems, Warner was looking to keep it options open with regards to the future trajectory for the Speedster, which is actually hilarious because the next part's even funnier. It goes on to say that David Leslie Johnson, who wrote Aquaman, if a part 2 is on the cards, the script is said to have guest starred Michael Keaton, Batman, Sasha Calle, Supergirl, Machete for one. Wouldn't consider recasting Barry Allen the Flash. I think you should. If a sequel happens, yes, Machete told the Disclosure podcast, bringing that back. Miller, I don't think there's anyone that can. Okay, there's John Wesley Shipp, there's Grant Gustin. There's like 10 people I can spin off the top of my head who could actually do the Flash. Realistic. So it's worth saying this script was penned before the DC Studios was formed, before Pete Safran and James Gunn came in for DC Studios. So the fact that it says, oh, a sequel is going to come, it might come, but it's not going to have these two characters because Michael Keaton, it's a one and done role. He was supposed to be in Batgirl, scrapped. He was supposed to have a role going forward, scrapped. He was supposed to be in Aquaman 2, scrapped. And I hope Sasha Calle's Supergirl does stay on as the Woman of Steel, because that would be cool. But this is basically a PR fluff piece to be like, the main star of the movie isn't appearing at any press junkets. He's not doing interviews because of reasons. Now, as I said earlier in the video, this will cause issues because there is interviews that usually go around, and the only things I'm seeing about interview-wise is Sasha Calle's Supergirl. And realistically, respectfully, nobody knows. She's not a very big actor. No one knows who she is outside of the space. If you hadn't watched a trailer for the Flash movie, and if you watch the Flash movie, you would have absolutely no idea who she is. And you can't really fall on Michael Shannon and Ben Affleck, because I hate to say this, Ben Affleck's not really in the movie that much. Michael Keaton is a co-main lead, so it would make sense for him to do it. And I hate to tell you this again, Sasha Calle's Supergirl realistically isn't even in the movie that much either. I mean, sure, she's in it more than Batfleck, but she's not really in it that much. And the secret ending, it's not actually secret because it's been revealed. It's all over the place. It's backed up from, can we get some toast? A viewer anon and other insiders and scoopers have kind of chimed in. It's definitely the ending scene. And it's also worth saying that the final version of The Flash will start screening. Okay, Americans do their dates really weird. Okay, I think this is saying the 5th of June, although in England we would say the 5th of June, then the year, but in America it's done. They do like the month, then the date. Yeah, frig knows what they do. They do it really weird. So yeah, so people are gonna watch the final version the day before embargo list. The Flash Film News. The embargo list the next day. WB is confident with this one. It's not really confident. Not really. If they're that confident, they would have shown the real cut 2 weeks ago, or a week ago, or a week before the movie comes out. That's kind of standard because you see the final version of the movie, and then people that attend the press junket can ask questions to the director and can ask questions to the actors, but the main star's not even at the press junket. So what is the point of press actually even seeing it outside of the Rotten Tomato reviews? So I just want to address something. So people have this perception that I'm anti, I don't want the Flash to do well. Do I have to keep saying this? The Flash is one of my, if not my favorite character ever when it comes to DC. He's in the intro, he's in the outro, he's in the logo, he's in the banner. I've done hundreds of videos on the Flash TV show, and I've done a lot of content on the Flash movie. I'm not going to be one of these YouTubers that simp the movie saying, it's the greatest movie ever, because I've not watched it yet. From the plot I've read, which is 100% true, it sounds like a good movie, and from people I've spoken to, they tell me it's a really good movie. Now, is it going to be the best comic book movie of the summer? I very much doubt that because I've watched Across the Spideyverse and that is ever. And to top that, they're both multiverse movies. Yo, well, Stu, don't compare. Don't compare an animated movie to a live action movie. Well, I will do. I'm going to obviously compare it to a Flash movie in terms of what a Flash movie should be. Meaning if the reverse Flash isn't in this movie, there's going to be ahead of me going, yo, what? They took the L there. Where the freaking hell is the reverse Flash? But don't have this perception that I'm going to hate on the movie. You know me, I barely ever hate on a movie. Can't even remember the last movie I hated on. So I'll go to the screener and I'll do the review and I'll tell you what I honestly think. I'm not one of these YouTubers that are simping for a movie they've not even watched because the trailers are blowing them away. The CGI is poor in trailers, I get it. It's not the final version. The version that most people watched, apparently CGI in the third act was so awful. So I realistically don't expect the CGI to be great. Even though this movie was supposed to come out 9 months ago, they've had an extra 9 months to work on this movie. And before people go, yeah, because of what's happening in the world, stop using that as an excuse. We've had multiple movies come out that have done well. Multiple. Top Gun Maverick, over $1 billion. Avatar, over $1 billion. Multiverse Madness, just under that. I mean, sure, they don't have perfect CGI and VFX, but from what I was told, the CinemaCon version was like months out in terms of how long it takes to render and actually work on the VFX based on people who watched it, who happened to be VFX artists who actually got to watch it early. I was like, okay. And they said to me, if that cut they seen was less than 3 months old, they're like, they've got no chance getting the CGI bang on for release date. So likewise, guys, let us know. Do you want to see The Flash 2? I really hope there is a trilogy of Flash movies that continue going forward. And if Ezra Miller is a good Flash, then yeah, sure, he can continue. I've always said that. I'm not going to hate on him because of what's happened in his personal life. If he can slay as the Flash, if he can become the Flash, although based on the trailers, he appears more to be a Wally West kind of characteristics, but we will see, won't we, very soon. So likewise, guys, I will catch you in another video very soon. Catch you later.